every single psychoactive cannabinoid that we have come to know and love and is considered hemp derived based on the 2018 Farm Bill loophole is set to become absolutely and completely illegal in the next 24 hours.
California Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is celebrating what he calls a major win in his long fight against intoxicating hemp. Nearly all THC products would be banned in Texas and many other states if a new rule passes the House. The U.S. Senate approved a language banning nearly all THC-containing hemp products nationwide. Now, the ban is part of a spending bill to end the government shutdown, and Patrick, who led a failed charge for a similar ban in Texas earlier this year, praised the move, saying, quote, it will, quote, save a generation from getting hooked on dangerous drugs. But critics warn it could kill an entire industry, impacting thousands of farmers and businesses.
You've probably heard the term government shutdown more than you would have liked over the past 30 days or so, and that is quite simply because the Senate has been debating legislation that would, in essence, fund the government spending. No spending bill, no money, and the government runs on money. While that affects a lot of people, what would definitely affect many of my viewers here at WKU Consulting is there is a provision placed into the funding bill that passed the Senate on Sunday by this man here. If you don't know who this is Mitch McConnell, and he's a pretty big deal. The provision placed in the bill would effectively close the 2018 Farm Bill loophole that allowed us to manufacture, sell, and distribute hemp-derived cannabinoids, psychoactive cannabinoids, as long as they were hemp-derived. When pressed for comment, Senator McConnell said this, and I quote, "The legalization of hemp in that bill, 2018 Farm Bill, that is, has resulted in an unintended consequence that has allowed for intoxicating hemp-derived synthetic products to be made and sold." Now, this is a done deal. That passed the Senate, and what we are left with is a catch-22. It will go to the House of Representatives today to be voted on, and the catch-22 is this. If it passes, the government gets funded, but all hemp-derived compounds and alternative cannabinoids become illegal. If it does not pass, then the shutdown continues, the market continues to crash, troops continue to not get paid, flights continue to shut down, so on and so forth. Either way, not a good look. So let me explain this to my viewers out there. This is expected to pass, point blank, period. This will effectively shut down a $32 billion industry and leave countless producers holding millions of dollars of equipment, land, business models, etc. It is an unfortunate time and grave news to be sure. What this means for you, the list of products that will be banned under the government funding bill will be THC-A, THCP, THCB, THCH, Delta-8 THC, Delta-10 THC, HHC, hydroxy-THC, and all other THC derivatives once considered hemp-derived. This impacts the community greatly and is, dare I say, a push, not by some champion of the people's health, but quite simply legislators whose primary source of funding comes from none other than Big Pharma. Donors want special provisions for themselves to protect their bottom line. Can't really get you all hooked up on opioids if you can turn to THC now, can I? Don't even get me with the... If you even just look at the research, look at the decrease in opioid addiction once THC. Anyway, can't really get y'all hooked up if you do that now, can I? Well, that's how it affects my viewers in the U.S. What about my viewers in the EU? Well, in many cases, a lot of the hemp-derived compounds that get delivered come from the United States. This will significantly impact supply lines and have grave implications for much more than just us here at home. So what can you do? Well, the good news is that if you live in a state that allows the use of recreational or medicinal marijuana, this would not affect you as much as you are still able to continue operations under your state guidelines. If you are a business owner specializing in alternative cannabinoids, you might want to consider moving to a state, if possible, that allows your business to continue. The market implications of this will be catastrophic. We will drastically see the cost of THCA and other psychoactive hemp-derived compounds plummet overnight, leading to a surge in black market activity. Here's the thing that prohibitionists never did quite understand. If you subjugate one industry like you did with natural cannabis, another one will spring up, like the hemp-derived industry. If you subjugate that one, then it will essentially pivot to altering the structure of hemp-derived compounds to produce even further semi-synthetic cannabinoids like indazole carboxamides, HPC, euphorol, HHCDM, and many other variants that we can see circulating already all over the world because the same thing is happening there in the European Union. Be sure to like and subscribe because you already know here at WKU we will be on the cutting edge of every single one of those alternatives with how it's made tutorials, just like we walked you through the entire Farm Bill since 2018. Legalization for pure cannabis is coming, and I would highly advocate that you learn everything that you can about the process and initiate a business plan to partake of the capital that is still flowing in that industry. Many people named the hemp-derived industry too big to fail. Well, I suppose that we'll see here in about 24 hours. No matter which side of the aisle you stand, a $33 billion industry is about to grind to a halt, and this affects families, businesses, and the food placed on the table for many a hard-working American all across this nation. If we don't pass the bill, troops will continue to go unpaid, flights will continue to shut down this close to holidays where people are trying to spend time with their families, and your retirement portfolio will continue to shrink. It has been a blessing, a privilege, nay, an honor, albeit a disparaging one, to be able to teach and consult with you today. There is hope, but unfortunately, it's only for the people in the cannabis industry. And if you are interested in learning about that, feel free to check out one of these videos popping up over my shoulders. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.